my story, I'll try to make it as brief as possible. I would say my story began into venturing into farming. Let's say between the year 2013 or so. And that's like after we bought a piece of land in 2011, you know, for building purposes. But instead 2011 we didn't start building. 2012 we didn't start building. 2013 we still had not started building. And so for those 2 years, I gave out the piece of land to someone to do farming. And so around 2013, I was like, if people can farm in this place, you too, you can farm in this piece of land. Why not start something on your own? And so that year, I had to tell the people who were planting there already to harvest and then make the space free for me, because I intend to use the piece of land to do farming for myself. And that was how my journey into farming started. I farmed 2013 into 2014. 2015 when I was doing youth service, and that was when I started building on a portion of the land. Yes, I just had to cut a little portion out of the land and started building on that while we were still farming on the other part of the land. And then 2015, 16, 17 completed, and then for the subsequent years I continued farming on that piece of land until 2023 when I decided to venture into plantain farming. I shared that on social media. People saw them. I had to consult my friend who is a professional in that area. He's into plantain, cocoa, banana, and all of those kind of crops. And so he helped me, sourced for suckers. He came around, we cleared the place, showed me how to plant, and I started April. And yeah, this is April 16, 2023 was when I started my plantain farm in that same piece of land where we had built, you know. And lo and behold, I brought some suckers of that same plantain I planted at home. Okay, this farm is in my hometown in Bekwara, Cross River North. So I brought some suckers to Calabar. I gave some to a friend who planted somewhere around Ikorini, and then I planted some too in my residence, just to use that to monitor the one I planted at home to see how they would do. And gladly, last year we harvested from the plantain we planted at home, even the one we planted in Calabar, we harvested. And from that one sucker I planted in my compound in Calabar, just to use to monitor what I planted at home, I have harvested suckers from there that I have planted in another piece of land in Calabar that I am currently farming on. You know, so my venture into farming in Calabar, let me bring that into, began last year, when I developed the interest to start farming too in Calabar. I didn't own a piece of land. I wouldn't say I didn't have the funds to buy or rent a piece of land, but I decided to use my social media page to ask for someone who may have a piece of land that's not in use. Yeah, some people may have challenges of getting land, but this was my own strategy. I used my social media page to ask for any friend who is within Calabar that has a piece of land that is not in use. I am willing to care for the land while using it to do farming. True to it, a friend from Abuja reached out to me that he has 3 plots of land somewhere in Calabar that he has not used for a very long time, and he has given it out to people he doesn't know for all these years to do farming on. But since he knows me very well, he's willing to allow me to take care of that land for him. And he came all the way from Abuja, met his lawyers, wrote agreement, brought to me, I signed, he took me to the land and showed me the place. And all through the last year, I was the one now managing that piece of land where I farmed cassava, I farmed cucumber, I farmed maize, farmed groundnuts. I know you saw all of these things. I was sharing the pictures, how everything was progressing, and we harvested from that place. And as at last week Saturday, we harvested cassava from that piece of land, and we still have so much of cassava there. And this year we have cleared a portion of that land and we started farming yams. So these are some things that some people may find challenging to do in Calabar, but I have conquered it. That same last year, a friend who's outside of the country also reached out to me and told me he has a piece of land somewhere around Adiabo, that if I'm willing to go there, he will ask his younger brother to take me there. I can go and use the place and do whatever I want to do. Another of my senior friend also, the wife reached out to me and said they have a piece of land in Calabar here, if I am willing to. And so I had several offers or options to choose. I decided to pick the one that was closest to me, so that I don't burn so much on transportation going to farm in those places, and because farming is capital intensive too, you know. So you need to do the maths very well. So you don't spend so much on investing in the farm, and then the produce that you are investing will not equal how much you have spent setting up the farm and managing the farm until harvest time. So this is me, this is my story. This is how I've been able to dabble into farming plantain.
At a subsistence level.
Yes, that's right, yes. Farming plantain, farming cassava, farming yams, groundnut, maize. This is my story.